Welcome back to Come Chat with Sima, and today I'm at the Womanhood Academy for Girls, and I'm sitting with these beautiful queens.
Greetings.
Hey. And before we get started, I would like you first to introduce yourselves individually to my guests.
Okay, well, hi, my name is Sister Emma. I am a spiritual healer, a mentor, law of attraction coach, a mother of 4 big people, and glad to be part of Womanhood Academy.
Hi, my name's Nikki. I'm a mother of 4 and I've been working with young people for many years. I won't even go into detail. Not yet.
Hi, I'm Tioni.
I love it.
Hi, I'm Camille. I'm a deputy head of alternative provision. Really love working with young people, and it's great working with Womanhood Academy for Girls.
Greetings, my name's Princess. I also work with young people outside of Womanhood Academy. I'm a facilitator in Womanhood Academy and outside of Womanhood Academy. Love, over to you, Peaches.
Yeah, love, thank you. I'm Peaches. I'm a facilitator, life coach, public speaker, and we just does this, passionate about what we do in the community. Oh yeah, sorry.
I've got a special mic, sorry. Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. I've worked with young people for over 10 years in various different settings, and thoroughly enjoy working with Womanhood Academy.
Okay, beautiful. And I'm Sima. Okay, so first of all, now we've introduced and now we know who you are by names and your a brief background of what you do. What is Womanhood Academy?
So, all right, everybody.
That has to be because a lot of people have been like, so what are you doing in Hackney? What is Womanhood Academy?
Should we start with the why first?
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Because I think that contributes to what Womanhood Academy is.
Right, okay.
So for me, I think one of the reasons why as a collective we were like, this is something that we really need to do. When I was younger, there was no outlet. So it's like you was either at home, from my household, it was strict, you do what I say. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have that outlet. And because of that, I just got up to my own devices and run the roads, and was just no, let me not say that. But I just was left to my own devices. I didn't have a sisterhood or somewhere where I could sit and discuss what I was going through as a young girl. Mm-hmm. Coming from a Caribbean background, it was very much you keep your business at home. So a lot of the time you're just coming to conclusions about things on your own without having that setting. So for me, that was always something that ran through as I got older. So before I got involved with Womanhood Academy, I done another company, and it was just evident that it was just needed, that young girls needed a platform to express, to share the things that they go through as women, and I think it's just progressed since then, and it's something that we all identified with. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a need. Obviously we know that there was a need for boys, and Manhood Academy was born October 2015. Mm-hmm. Definitely a need in regards, like Michelle rightfully said, it was real hard to identify a sisterhood of any sort growing up. But then doing the work, I think amongst us we've got over 90 years of experience in regards to working with young people. And I think for all of us working with young people, young girls in particular, that we've identified there was a lot of young females who definitely value the art of sharing, being able to have their voices, platforms, and also understanding that it's okay to release. There are a lot of myths that we've all been governed by, being strong black women, and it was like all the stuff that was carried with that or associated with that, and what that looked like was also causing a lot of conflicts for many. So for us, we said we wish we had a Womanhood Academy, and had a sisterhood who are supportive, a sisterhood where we're able to share, but more importantly, one for young queens.
Can I also add to that, where I think Peaches was talking about platforms? We're all of a particular era, okay? So the young people we're working with are in a whole new realm. And if you're relying on social media to give you facts or fake news, or to be a voice, it can be very, very positive. But actually, where are young people getting their sources from? So what's nice is to have a collective of women with all of their own experiences and journeys, and create a safe space to have real conversations, really explore some of those facts and make mistakes. Whereas again, on social media, you make a mistake, you're being holden to that for the rest of your life. And I think what we want to teach is it's okay to make mistakes at these ages, because that's where you learn. So I think just kind of almost going back to basics. So even though we're in a world, a society that is moving at such a pace, we're trying to go almost back to basics with the village, the elders, the matriarch, the aunties, how we talk and share our experiences with the youngers.
100%. And back to that village, the village was missing for me personally when I was younger, and that wraparound care that we provide here. Sometimes girls come to us with things that they're not comfortable talking to their parents about. They can't express at school, or maybe both. It's combined, and they can come in a safe space. As Camille said, it's a sacred space. We call it their queendom. Yeah. So it's something for them. That's something that I never had when I was younger, and a lot of women I know didn't have that. And like Mish says, we grew up with that ideology that you have to be strong, you have to keep your business at home. Sharing sometimes is taboo, do you understand? So we're kind of breaking that and providing not only a safe space for the girls but also for their parents, because this is a journey for both of us. If we want healthy children, then we have to have healthy parents. So that is really important, that we are providing a space for the parents to also share and heal also.
And to be really real, for us, coming around, all of us coming together and literally going, like, just sitting around, everybody in their own right has had a contribution outside of Womanhood Academy before it was born. Everybody's done something. Beautiful Beginnings, Reality Bites, Queen's Reign, WAC, the list is endless, or life coaching, one-to-one basis, spiritual healing, and all of that facilitation. Everybody. So when we came together and actually congregated, originally we weren't even called Womanhood, we were called Sisterhood, innit? And it was like, ooh, and then we was just like Womanhood, yeah? But then understanding the principles of that, and to be able to sit down and share ourselves of our whys, as Michelle rightfully brought it back to, it was just something that we knew that it was time to give birth to meeting the needs of our community. We are all contributors, and no one person is the solution.
Yes, 100%. And I feel like something like womanhood is needed everywhere.
Yes.
But by coming and volunteering with you guys,
and we appreciate you.
It's been such an amazing experience. Like, I know, I contacted you guys initially and I thought, I don't know how I feel about it, but for me, I'm happy coming every week. Do you know what I mean? When I was younger, I never had the support system that's here for the young queens. Do you get what I mean? Like, I feel like I couldn't go to my mum with certain things. I definitely couldn't go to school with certain things, because you get looked upon a certain type of way, and the only support that I can remember having myself was connections. And that was probably one person really that was on it. Simone, you haven't turned up and I'm waiting for you. And till this day, so many years going on, like, we're still in contact. I can still go to her for advice. And she's retired, she's in her 70s, but I still have that. So it's definitely, it has to be like that passion.
Yeah, definitely.
And the experience, the whys to why, you...
Yeah, no, sorry, I was just going to say, like, unlike some of what the sisters have just said, I did have that kind of sisterhood growing up, and it wasn't from my mother. My mum was fantastic, she was brilliant, and she's done a good job, obviously. But but there was, like you said, there was one specific woman who took me under her wing, because she saw the struggles that I was having. Even though my mum, my aunts, my gran, my cousins, we were tight as a family, we still are, but I had that. But for me, Womanhood Academy is, I wanted to be that person for someone, because I did have it, and I still, we're still friends now. She still checks in with me now. She came to my wedding, my christenings, and she's not even that much older than me. She's probably about 10 or 12 years older than me. So it's my friend's big sister who just swooped us up and took us in. So for me, that's why I wanted to get involved with Womanhood Academy. That's why I'm here every Saturday for these young girls.
So could one of you guys explain what an average Saturday session looks like? An average, because I know
there's nothing average about women.
I know I've probably done a few now, and it's different every week.
Yeah, so our curriculum is broken down based on the analogy of a flower.
Right.
So we deal with the seed, which is like, what have you been fed, what makes you you. The root, which deals with like your emotions, like conflict resolution, a whole range of stuff. Then we have the stem, which is like support, meditation, and then we have the petal, which is like entrepreneurship. So we try and, because there's so much stuff to unpack, we have to put it into some kind of structure.
Yes.
And I think it's also about honouring the woman. Like women, like we give life. We carry a child for 9 months, and we give life. And a lot of the time, as a woman, there's stuff that we carry that we don't even actually realise that we're carrying. If you ask someone, oh, how are you? It's automatically, I'm fine, but really, are you fine? And if you look back to where that stems from, like even as young children, we know that we want to protect people from things. So we don't tell our mums stuff because we don't want them to worry. We don't tell our sisters or elders because we don't want them to worry. So there's a lot of stuff that we carry. And I feel like, just to add to what Princess was saying in terms of having that safe space to carry that, but also to unpack stuff. So somebody said something to you in the playground, you was upset. Was you really upset about that, or was you upset about something that it triggered? So actually giving them that mindset in order to able to break down what it is they're actually feeling, and actually recognize it for what it is. So I would say that it's not an average Saturday, but we have 2 sessions. So we do younger queens, which is from the ages of 8 to 12, and then the olders, which is from 13 to 19. Was it 13 to 18? 18, sorry.
Yes.
And the olders is a longer program. The youngers is a 6-week program, which we probably can't fit everything into that 6 weeks because there's so much. But it's the process, and it's one that continues, because even as adults, we're constantly learning. Like none of us are perfect.
And we're really organic, and we're unique in our own right in regards of our delivery. So we have our curriculum that we worked hard at putting together, and what we've done is, at the same time, as much as we have session plans and all of that kind of stuff, a lot of planning goes into sessions, it's about what also comes out in that moment. So we as facilitators have to be flexible and be able to improvise, because sometimes we've got a session and you're like, I've got, like, Princesses, I usually team up with Princess, and she's like, Peaches, we've got to get through this session, and I'm like, but look what's coming out though, and it becomes to be, yes, we got the session, but sometimes we just need to relax and just go with the flow of the energy of what's coming out in that moment. And then before you know it, what's beautiful is those young queens, because the time has been put in, eventually, or what we're seeing is they're doing peer-on-peer support. They are challenging each other. We don't even have to talk more than so. You understand what I'm saying? They are starting to bloom, bud. So the fact that they are starting to tap into themselves and also be able to not be afraid to challenge each other respectfully, and these are things that are happening, and they are learning that they all have the tools and we are all the solution, whether young or old, because we are all teachers and we are all students.
So when did Womanhood Academy start?
So initially we formulated in 2017 when we came together, and that was like our background work, as someone said earlier about having the name Sisterhood. We was planning all the background work. We then launched in 2018 March. It was snowing that day, and we are actually grateful for everyone that came down that day, because it was really quite bad.
We still had a good.
We did. Yeah, we had a full. It was good. And then we first started the actual course in September last year. It's been running for about 24 weeks. About 24 weeks.
So the young girls that you have, do they rotate, or is it the same set of girls after the curriculum's finished? How does it work?
So girls can come back,
Yeah.
who's been on the cycles already if they want to, because they can go through more learning, more in depth. We also do take in newcomers.
Right.
So for the 6-week cycles with the younger girls, we probably wouldn't say to start after the third week if you're coming in not from the start.
Yeah.
And for the olders, we wouldn't say to come in after maybe, I don't know, 'cause it's 12 weeks. So because you need to go through the whole thing for the olders. Where the younger ones, where the younger ones more. As and when,
Okay.
But they can return to the cycle, because as I said, it's not good. So if we've covered one set of seed, in 6 weeks is not enough anyway.
Yeah.
So when we start the next one, we'll be like, okay, what didn't we hit in the first cycle? What do we need to still address within the seed?
This is our first time in doing it from September till now. So what we're finding is that a lot of queens, they're like, hold on, is it the end of our cycles already? We want to continue. We don't want to leave. What do we do? And then you've got some of them already saying, well, I'm turning 13 in August, so I'm ready to go to the older one in September. So there's all kinds of, this is a learning curve for us as well in regards of what does this look like spanning out. Like the young queens do want to stay, but Camille always reminds us that, as much as they want to stay, it's also about them, understanding that there's other opportunities, pathways. So what we sisters are doing with them as well is we talk with the parents and listening to what they want to do, you understand, and the young queens, and from there look at the pathways, whether it's continuing and going in more depth or whether that's another pathway to do something else. We are there with them on that journey.
And I think, as Pete, to add what Peach has said, it's very important that we evaluate Womanhood Academy. So what worked for the first year? Are we delivering the best service to these young girls? What do we need to improve upon? So even though they want to start back, it's about what can we add, what can we take away, because we want to give them the best value.
Can I just add as well, it's also a rites of passage for us. We are still learning, and we are learning things about ourselves, each other. It's continuous.
Yeah, I've come and I've learned, so it's definitely a journey, And what I like about Womanhood Academy is you guys also have a session for the parents. So tell
my G,
Queen G. I want to know more about that, because I have sat in on one with the parents, and I was moved, because for me, okay, let's go back when I said, I didn't feel like I had that support when I was younger, me personally, and I couldn't really go to my mum for certain things. If my mum had that, things could have been a lot different. Do you get what I mean? So please tell us more about that that session with the parents.
Okay, so it's already been mentioned that you can't heal the girl if you don't heal the parents. But more importantly, what the Parenthood Workshops do, it brings the parent to be present to their nurturing. So I'm sure we've all experienced our parents when we're young and their mind's elsewhere. They're not emotionally available because they've got so many things they're thinking about. And so all those years are lost for that child to have that special connection, have someone who actually, they feel cares for how they're, feeling, So, our parents tried their best, but that wasn't their focus, I think, you see. So what the Parenthood Workshops does for the parents, it actually gets them to be present to what they're offering to themselves and to their young queens as they're doing it. And what they're noticing is that their own childhood, their experiences of childhood affects how they nurture. So there are things they need to release. There are non-enhancing beliefs that they have that were passed on by the parents as well. That they need to understand is ruling how they do things. So once we do lots of exercises that helps them to kind of experience what they are actually doing on the day-to-day. And so that way they can decide whether it's good for the family dynamic or it's bad, release it or enhance it. Yeah, so that's what it does.
It correlates to the young sessions as well. So
Mm-hmm.
we try and make it that parenthood matches the young child session so they can work together.
So earlier, Sims, you said you had learnt during your time at Womanhood. I just wanted to know, I'm just curious, what did you learn?
Very good question. For me, I feel that I was asked the question before actually, with my mindset coach, is what would you tell your younger self, and the few weeks that I have volunteered here with the younger groups and the older groups, I feel like I've learned that it's okay to express yourself much more. It's okay to be kind of like fearless in the sense of just, like before, when you're younger, even now in my adult life, I feel sometimes not to go down that road because of, could be what people might think. It could be my own fears. But for me, I can tell myself, even especially from what I see you guys express to the girls and what they express to, like, amongst themselves, is that it's okay. It's okay, and to just trust. And that's what I have definitely taken away. It's okay. It is okay.
Trust in your greatness.
That's it. And to just love as well. There's so much love in you guys' sessions, and I hope that you guys can expand and come down to Lewisham. Let's come down, because
You got a building down there for us, yeah?
I will put that together.
Yeah, find a building, girl.
You never know, because you guys do. You went away. Where did you go?
I went to St Kitts and Nevis.
Right.
So, like we all said, that we're all individually, we all do stuff.
Yes.
So I've been working with young people over 20 years. So I was given an award for Inspirational Woman of the Year in 2016, and that's how they remembered the work that I'd done in the community over here.
Yeah.
However, obviously, as much as Peaches was communicating, networking, doing all of that, the opportunity came for myself to go over to St Kitts and Nevis, which was organised by a woman called June Cushard Pine.
Okay.
And the government over there. And in return, I was like, this is a way to bridge the gap in regards of womanhood, going over, getting introduced to St Kitts and Nevis.
That's dope.
Due to the fact of, as much as we're talking about, there's issues, but the issues are global.
Yeah.
Parents who are detached from their emotions is evidence, not just here, but also in the Caribbean, also in Africa, So for me, having that opportunity to be able, the work that we've been doing together, being able to introduce the island of St Kitts and say, this is what we've been doing, and being able to do, if you like, a taster workshop with the young queens over there, and for some of the elders to be able to hear, including their government officials, and for them to say, we want that. And I was there for 7 days, and I met the girls for about 3 days, and the girls made a badge. This is what they made, to say that we want to know how we can do this. We can't talk about that now because that's a conversation for us, not theirs. Right, but the beauty was, as they appreciated it, they wanted it. The young queens are raising aspirations, is what we're doing. And for me, our brand and one of our taglines is nurture a girl, raise a nation, heal the girl, and the woman will appear. So for me, it was it's important that when we're talking or when we're connecting and networking, to be able to impact as many people as possible. And the fact that we have the opportunity to potentially do it globally, why not? Because the picture is so much bigger than us.
100%.
That's
amazing.
Give thanks.
Right, so okay, we're gonna wrap it up. How I don't have any babies yet. But how can I enroll my goddaughter, my nieces, my friends' children?
Go to the website. Go and see.
send us an email.
Yeah, so the easiest thing would be to send us an email
Yes.
to the Womanhood Academy for Girls at, no, I'm lying, I apologise. It's info@womanhoodacademy.com.
Right.
Alternatively, you can message us on Facebook, which is Womanhood Academy for Girls, or Instagram, Womanhood Academy for Girls.
Yeah.
We do have a phone number, which I don't know off by heart, I'm afraid.
okay.
But it's on the banner. Oh, look, all the information is on the banner.
It's on the banner, yeah. And all the information I will also include in the description.
You'll read it down there. Yeah, down there.
It'll be back to front though, won't it? Will it be back to front?
Nah, it's great. See this? Multitasking. I'm multitasking.
But guys, in order to stay tuned with what these queens are doing, follow. That's what I do. I follow you guys. I've been following you guys. I'm down here. I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to volunteer and to continue to volunteer in the future. You're all amazing individuals.
Thank you.
You're all
Thank
beautiful.
You know, our young girls would like you to interview them.
Yes.
There'll
There'll be a part two.
Exactly. Part two with the young queens, so that they get the experience of being interviewed and what it takes, because you're a freelancer. You're running your own business, so that's inspirational, aspirational.
That goes into our petal.
And also to get like it's all well and good talking to us, which is cool, but it's important to get their words without us trying to interpretate. And I think there's nothing more powerful from hearing it from the young queens who are actually going through life and this journey with womanhood. And I know we, as Cam said, they're all keen to get going and talk on the microphone with you.
Very excited. Yeah, they were excited.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
But they're following you. They know how many followers you've got. I better follow them because they're following you. So they're definitely the next generation.
And can we also just ask, if anybody, like, even if it's like some people, would like to volunteer, some people would like to get their young queens, whether godchildren, nieces and that, involved. But we do need support, and we're asking the community, this isn't about us, it's about everybody. So if anybody wants to get in contact with us, then please just make sure they email us and get in contact. Don't hesitate to get in touch.
Your skill set is valuable, and we will appreciate you.
100%. So there you have it.
Thank you very much, Simi.
Thank you. Love.
So guys, there you have it. Womanhood Academy. Don't forget now to subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. And until next time, peace and blessings to you.
Bye. Hey.
Subscribe, turn on your notification bell, tell a friend to tell a friend, share it, like it, and all of these things. Follow the links below. And until next time, peace and blessings to you.